This is 25 RO 1973. Zali, you were cited on the 6th day of April, 2:15 in the afternoon, Woodward and Buckingham, changing lanes without due care and caution. The options you have today are three. You can admit responsibility or deny responsibility, or you can admit responsibility with an explanation. How do you wish to proceed?
Deny responsibility. Would I be able to speak to the officer in a breakout room?
No.
Okay. I would like to deny. I'm sorry?
This is the date and time set for the hearing.
Okay. I would like to deny responsibility.
Could you raise your right hands, please? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth?
I do.
Yes.
The officer will testify first. Please.
Yeah, Your Honor, on April 6th of 2025 at about 2:17 in the afternoon, I was dispatched to a property damage accident or a traffic crash involving this Buick Encore driven by Miss Pizziali, is it?
Yeah.
During which it was found that she made a lane change over to the right in a lane that was occupied by another vehicle, essentially sideswiping that vehicle. And at that time, both drivers had admitted to me the same thing of what had occurred.
Ms. Pizziali?
So there are a lot of things that happened during that situation that are confusing to me. I did turn onto Woodward going towards Buckingham, but I would say that I'm a very cautious driver. And when I made the turn, I did recognize that there was enough space between me and the cars.
All right, listen up. A minor crash led to a major courtroom showdown. Mr. Ollie stood before the judge, cool and collected, but denying it all. Charged for a careless lane changing on April 6, 2025. The judge laid down the options MIT or explain. Mr. Ollie didn't flinch, deny, he said.
Like coming, I'm not sure what direction, but coming toward where I was headed for me to feel comfortable to turn onto Buckingham. As far as I know, I didn't register that car was separate from the pack or closer to me in any way. And he was behind me the entire time. When I was getting over into the lane, my turn signal was on the entire time. And my car has safety features that recognize that, if someone's in front of me or behind me, or even in my blind spot, to signal to me to stop or to not make that motion. And none of those signals went off at the time of when our cars hit each other. And so I'm just I was, unaware that he was in where he was. And when we hit, my car was going this way and, his was coming this way. And I genuinely don't know, he was behind me the entire time until he wasn't. And then I'm not sure if he, was trying to get around me. He saw my turn signal on and didn't, I don't know how he got there, to be completely honest with you, because.
Were you in one lane and were changing into another lane?
So I was turning from, I don't know the directions, but I was in a turnaround, right before Buckingham Avenue. And so I was, crossing over to get onto Buckingham. Does that I'm not sure if that makes sense.
So
I wasn't driving in the same direction as the man. I was in
so you're doing the Michigan left. So you went from one way on Woodward to the other way. Correct.
But
Okay.
Buckingham was almost right across from that turn. So I was just kind of moving, through the lanes with caution. And I'm not sure if he was trying.
Break it down. The officer recalled the scene like clockwork. 2:17 p.m. A Buick Encore sideswiped another car during a lane shift. Both drivers admitted what happened, at least at first. The judge pressed the truth. Tension built. A small swerve on Woodward turned into a legal wreck.
In front of me were like trying to, pass me as I was, trying to get onto Buckingham. But I was aware of my surroundings. I had my turn signal on, and none of the signals in my car, told me to stop. And neither did anything that I had registered previously to make that turn.
Hey,
So I'm not
what about looking where you were going?
I was looking where I was going. I was, and
Didn't you see the car?
that is what is confusing. I'm not sure, I don't know. He wasn't, I didn't
Well,
register.
Scotty didn't beam him down.
I'm sorry?
Scotty didn't beam him down.
I'm not sure.
I guess I'm dating myself with Scotty.
I'm sorry.
But the bottom line here is that there was a vehicle in the lane that you were going into that you didn't think was there.
Right. And I didn't see, he was he was far behind me from what I registered for me.
And yet the two sides of the cars were in contact with each other.
So the front of my car, and the back of his car. So as I was turning, I don't know, I guess as I was turning, my car and the back of his car kind of hit like this. And that was so obviously it looks like my car hit his car, but he wasn't I had no, and I know it's hard for me to explain because, it, the way that our cars hit makes it look like I totally hit him and I wasn't paying attention, but I know that not to be the case. And I had a passenger in the car.
Why do you think that's not the case?
Because I am a cautious driver, and I especially driving on Woodward, a 4-lane highway, does make me a little bit nervous. And I know that I would not, and I didn't feel comfortable turning until I knew that all of the cars, until I felt safe enough to turn onto Buckingham without, getting in the way of other cars or other cars, cutting a little bit too close to me. I was waiting in the turnaround until I felt safe.
Here's where it gets messy. Ollie claimed caution, patience, and blinking signals. Said her car has sensors and nothing alerted her. She was certain there was enough space, yet crash. She insisted the other car was behind her the whole time. But how did she hit the side of it then?
And I did feel safe enough, and somehow he came and our cars collided. I don't know if he had maybe turned onto Woodward at around the same time that I was turning onto Buckingham. I'm not sure. But
would it matter?
He was not in my blind spot. He was not in front of me. He was far behind me for me to feel safe and comfortable enough. And the passenger in my car can agree to that as well. And none of the signals in my car went off.
And when you're driving, you have a duty not to turn onto a road. You were coming out of the Michigan left.
Correct.
You have a duty to stay there at the stop sign until it's clear.
I agree. And that is exactly what I did.
No, it isn't what you did. If it would have been clear, there wouldn't have been a crash.
That is why I'm confused. And that's why we're here today.
What's confusing you is you seem to have eliminated the possibility that you goofed. You didn't see somebody that was there.
Well, I would agree with you on that, except for I had a passenger in the car, and they were also very, they also are aware and a very nervous driver, and they felt that they didn't see this car either. And so that is is even more confusing.
The car is visible.
Too. Right.
This is what, 2:00 in the afternoon.
Right.
The car doesn't have any cloaking devices. It's sitting there. It's 20 feet long. It's 6 feet wide. It's 5 feet high. It's visible.
Yeah. Well,
there would not have been a crash if you didn't go into that person's lane.
I'm saying that I don't think that this was my fault. I do know for a fact.
Are you blaming the other guy because he's driving down the road and happens to be in a lane that you want to turn into?
I do know for a fact that he was.
Do you blame him because he was where you wanted to be?
I think that this is a situation where maybe
Answer my question.
Could have done better.
Are you blaming the other guy because he was physically present where you wanted to be?
I don't.
Buckle up. It gets more confusing. Ollie tried to explain. I made a safe turn. I looked. My car would have warned me. She kept circling the same defense. The judge cut through then how your car hit his. She swore she didn't see him. Passenger didn't see him either. Something didn't add up.
Blame him because he was in that lane. I do know that he was behind me the entire time.
Ma'am, if he was behind you the entire time, the front of your car wouldn't have hit the back of his.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how he got in.
You made a mistake. You didn't see somebody that was there. It's possible you could have made a mistake, and the crash is kind of a proof of it.
Well,
we all make mistakes.
I do know.
Why can't you admit that you hit a car that was there?
I am more than willing to admit that our cars collided and that I do make mistakes sometimes, but I do not think that this is a mistake that I made.
Well,
because
causing a crash is a mistake.
I'm
You
sorry.
didn't do it on purpose.
I'm sorry.
You didn't crash into the other car on purpose, did you?
I did not crash into the other
Oh,
car.
therefore you made a mistake.
I would say that I guess I know that it is a confusing situation in the
It's
way
not
that
confusing.
our cars.
There's nothing confusing about it. It's perfectly clear.
Your Honor, he was behind me the entire time.
Then how did you hit the side of his car if he's behind you?
So I'm not sure if he was trying to get around me, but
Does it matter? He's got the right of way. You don't.
Your Honor, I am struggling. I've thought about this situation so many times, and I'm just struggling to understand really what happened. And I talked to the other passenger in the car, and she also struggling to understand how that happened, because like he was behind me until
if he was behind you, you wouldn't have hit the side of his car.
But he was aware that I was turning into the lane.
It doesn't matter. You're not
I-
parting the waters of the Red Sea with a turn signal. You
I
turn
understand that.
you turn your turn signal on. It doesn't tell people they have to get out of your way.
I understand that. The issue that I'm having is that when I turned onto Woodward toward Buckingham, I was very confident in the fact that I could get to Buckingham with having the cars that were coming, toward Buckingham have a lot of space where I wouldn't have even gotten even close to them. So that is what is confusing. I'm not sure if this man.
You're eliminating the possibility that you made a mistake. You didn't go until you were confident, but you were mistaken. If you would have been correct, there would not have been a crash.
And so that is what I initially thought as well, because I was like, this is a mistake that I made. But upon further reflection and talking to the passenger in the car with me, I realized that
Since courtroom heat now, the judge wasn't buying it. You're not Moses. Your turn signal doesn't park traffic. Ally blamed no one directly, but kept deflecting. The judge saw right through. If he was behind you, you couldn't have hit his side. Boom. Case logic struck hard. The reality, mistake made.
I really genuinely I did not make a mistake. The car was with the pack of cars that I felt safe enough to turn in front of. I'm not sure if this man had seen me coming, saw my turn signal, decided to, get around me or get past me. And then
Which he has a right to do.
happened.
First of all, you're making an illegal turn. When you make a left turn onto Woodward Avenue, the statute requires you to make the left turn into the left lane. Then you can change lanes, but you can't make the left into the second or the third or the fourth lane. When you make a right turn, you have to make it into the rightmost lane. When you make a left turn, you have to make it into the leftmost lane. The statute requires that. But that is kind of honored in the breach with the Michigan left set up the way they are. However, when there's traffic on Woodward proceeding in the way that you want to go, or if you want to cross them, whichever way you're going to look at it, they have the right of way. You have to wait for them. You didn't. There was a crash. You caused the crash. You're responsible for the civil infraction of making an improper lane change. This idea that upon reflection, you can't see that it was your fault flies in the face of the reality of the situation, that you felt confident you could go. You went because you were sure it was safe. And unfortunately, you were wrong. Fine is 170. It's clear that you're responsible. There's no ambiguity there at all. If the officer hadn't testified, if I heard only your testimony, I'd have to find you responsible. Fine is $175. It can be paid online or by mail. Or you could drop by the courthouse and pay it at the counter if that's more convenient for you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good.
Here's the final verdict. The law is clear. Turns must be made into the closest lane. Allied didn't. The judge laid it down cold. Allie failed to yield, broke the rule, caused a crash. Doesn't matter if it was a mistake or confusion. The law doesn't care. The crash happened. She's responsible.